Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's All About Jamie. Because there are things I didn't cover in the last video that I really want to cover. I really want to get off my chest as far as facts about me. My favorite color is purple. Because, honey, I look good in purple. You notice I'm even wearing dark purple lipstick, though it's a little bit faded because I've done this video about 20 times now. That's the problem when you don't script, people. But you know, the experts say that when you're old or when you're fat or when you're old and fat like me, you should never wear dark lipstick because it makes you look older and fatter. To which I say, hey experts, I wear makeup to please myself, not you. If you don't like my dark purple lipstick, you can just bite me. Okay. Politics. Not the favorite subject of anybody. But I'm not going to say the name of my political party because I'm not entirely happy with them. But I don't want to change political parties because I see problems in the other one too. And unfortunately, you have to be registered to a political party to be able to vote in the primaries, which sucks. We really should just do away with political parties altogether. However, I believe extremism in either direction is dangerous because you are out of balance if you are extreme in either direction. You need to find a healthy balance between the two. And yes, it can be hard. It can be hard, especially if like family members are one extreme, friends are another extreme. But you need to find a healthy balance because and try not to let them pull you off one side or the other. Even strangers on the internet will try to pull you one way or another and shove their views down your throat whether you like it or not. But you gotta find that balance. I believe in small government, which means the government should not micromanage our lives. The government is there to make sure laws are fair and obeyed, make sure things like the roads are in good repair, keep us out of war, keep a healthy economy, that sort of thing. The government is not there to tell us what we believe in, what we're allowed to think, what we're allowed to do, that sort of thing. The government needs to shut up when it comes to those sorts of things. And if your government starts to do that, it's time to oust those leaders. Remember, those leaders work for you. You are their employer. You are their employer. They do not employ you. You employ them. Even if you didn't vote for them, you're still their employer. All right? So, yeah, that's what small government that minds its own business and sticks to what they should be doing. I believe in low taxes because I believe low taxes make for a healthier economy because it brings the cost of living down and makes our money go farther. Therefore, we can spend more money on luxury items and vacations and things that are not luxury items, like a house. I believe that we would find more affordable housing if our taxes were low in the first place. I believe that criminals should be punished. If you are a murderer, if you are a rapist, if you are a pedophile, if you are a terrorist, you have chosen to be evil, and you deserve to go to jail for your bad choices. These things are evil. There's no question about it. Being a pedophile is evil. Being a terrorist is evil. And if you are either of those things, to jail you go. It's not to say our justice system is not screwed up. Excuse me. It is, because you got children going to jail for pot and you got murderers getting away. And it needs to be the other way around. All right? And that's where questioning our political leaders comes in. You really need to start saying to our political leaders, this needs to change. This needs to change. Unfortunately, people tend to focus on the wrong things. People tend to focus on stopping housing from being built, and on housing lots, no less, and stopping invasive plant life from being removed and replaced with native species, because that's what's happened in my own city. Is people are focusing on stopping good things because they think they're bad, and not focusing on the things that actually need to change. And it's really sad. I believe abortion should be legal. I also believe that people need to lighten up on the subject of birth control, and that includes the Pope. the Pope needs to say that it's okay to use birth control. Because I think that would actually change a lot of people. And, you know, if the Pope was to come out and say, you can use the pill or you can use condoms, you know, it's okay to stop yourself from having a child if you don't want a child. The Pope needs to lighten up on that subject. I believe in equal rights for all. You should not be judged differently for your sexual orientation, your religion, your skin color, your age, your gender. Everybody deserves to be treated equally and fairly. That means the good as well as the bad. We should all get equal pay. We should all get treated equally under the law. We should all treat each other equally. You know, if you are a bad person, no matter what, you should be treated just the same as another bad person who is something completely different. All right? If you are a good person, you should be treated just the same as another good person who is otherwise completely different from you. All right? Because and it's sad because I see young people saying that old people should be treated unfairly and that they should take away our voting rights and stuff. And they don't really see that they're going to be old one day, and they're basically saying that they don't deserve rights when they're old. That's sad. They don't seem to comprehend that. So, yeah. That's what I believe politically. Now, I will say this. If you are one extreme or the other, and I don't like you, I will pretend to be the other extreme to make you go away. I've done that to people. I have pretended to be extremely liberal to extreme conservatives, and I've pretended to be extremely conservative to extreme liberals, just to shut them up, because I have found when I've said to them politely, please stop, I don't want to talk politics with you. Have you read a good book lately? Who's your favorite musician? What do you like to do as a hobby? They still just keep shoving and shoving and shoving and shoving their beliefs down my throat. And so I will pretend to be the other extreme until they're angry enough to walk away. You know, and it's a defense mechanism. I've done the same thing when people try to have shoved their music tastes down my throat. You know, just to make them go away. I've done, or their favorite actors when I've told them, yeah, I really don't care for him. Let's talk about something else. And they're just like, how can you not like him? He's the greatest. He's the sexiest. And it's like, he's an untalented hack. I'll do that just to get rid of him. You know, because they don't accept just, I really don't care for the guy. They're you know, so it's not just religion people try to shove down your throat, folks. They try to shove your politics or their favorite actors or their favorite music down your throat. You know, people just love to shove things down your throat, whether you want them to or not. So let's talk about religion. I don't believe in one true religion. I believe all religions have value with the exception of obvious cults. I'm especially looking at one particular cult whose name begins with an S. Because cults are there for greed. They're either greedy for money, or they're greedy for sex, or they're greedy for both. But at the end of the day, all religions have value. And you can find, even if you don't believe, all religions can give you something that will improve your life. You know? So, and like I've said before, I believe science and religion are lovers, and you need a healthy balance of both. So I do accept science. I am pro-vaccine, because vaccines do not cause autism. It is a scientifically proven fact that vaccines are safe, vaccines save lives, and vaccines do not cause autism. I am pro-GMO, because there's no such thing as non-GMO food. Everything's a GMO, including you. Every dog breed is a GMO. Every cat breed is a GMO. Yes, selective breeding and crossbreeding is exactly the same. You're still genetically modifying. It's just in a lab, it's more controlled. I'm anti-organic because if you look at the science, the organic industry is actually a huge scam. Organic food produces less food. They've actually shown that it leaves a bigger carbon footprint. Organic pesticides, and they do use pesticides, are actually worse for the environment than synthetic. Organic is way more expensive, of course. And they've actually done nutritional studies and found that organic food has less nutritional value than food farmed by more traditional means. So when the science speaks for itself, no organic. I only buy organic when I have absolutely no choice in the matter. But, yeah, pro-GMO, everything's a GMO. Everything's a GMO. And everything's made of chemicals. You're made of chemicals. I'm made of chemicals. This computer at the end of the day is made of chemicals. Sexuality. And I don't want to get too deep into my sexuality because I've discussed this before. There's a certain political group in my city who have tried to use one of my videos against me. It's the video that's called An Important Announcement for the Ladies, where I rant about not being able to find a clean public restroom, which is something that's very important to me because I have a lot of medical issues. And they've tried to use that video to discredit me for some reason. All they've done is made a bunch of people fans of me because I have people come up to me in my city all the time telling me how hilarious that video is. So, so I don't want to get too deep into my sexuality. I will say this. I consider myself gray ace because reading the definition, that seems to be what fits me the most, and it's like something clicked. It's like something clicked when I read that. It doesn't mean that I don't get confused. It doesn't mean that I don't get lonely. All right? But gray ace, which is a form of asexuality, does seem to fit me the best. I've dated. I had an abusive boyfriend, which I've mentioned, and I've dated 2 other people besides that. If you're wanting to know more about that and you are a member of the pit, you know who you are. If you're a member, you know what I'm referring to. If I say, then find a way to contact me. I don't know if YouTube still has a messaging system, or you can just leave your contact info in the comments. But if you are curious, when I say I've dated 2 other people, and I've done things, and I've got my things, and if that's burning you up with curiosity, I will tell you, because I trust you. But I'm not going to get into it here because of that group. Because unfortunately they would misuse it. So, but yeah, I consider myself asexual. Terrible at reading body language, like I mentioned, which means I can't tell when somebody's flirting with me. They could be Jack Harkness, and I wouldn't get it. And for those of you who don't know who Jack Harkness is a character from Doctor Who. And he is omnisexual. People keep forgetting that. He is omnisexual, which means it doesn't matter whether you have which gender you are, or if you have no gender, or if you're even human. If you are a consenting adult, he will flirt with you, and he will try to seduce you. That's his character. And yes, he would probably even try to seduce me, even though I'm fat. All right? And I would not be able to tell. I probably would be able to tell if it was River Song, who's another character from Doctor Who. But I would not be able to tell if Jack Harkness was flirting with me. That's how bad I am of telling if somebody's flirting with me. Yeah. In the newsflash, I would actually turn Jack Harkness down once I figured it out, because he's not my type. And it's mainly because he was born in the 51st century. So that would make it the ultimate cradle robbing. It doesn't matter that he went back in time to like the Victorian period and lived for hundreds of years. Okay, he was still born in the 51st century, which means he is younger than me by a whole lot. All right. I don't like odd numbers unless they're divisible by 5. There's something about odd numbers that makes me very uncomfortable. I have a lot of allergies, especially to foods and medicines, also lilies and pussy willows, and I am very allergic to latex, which limits my bras, because latex is an elastic, and I'm basically limited to Victoria's Secret because they are the only bras that I can wear where I do not break out in open weeping sores. Yeah. I personally find that even though I'm a triple D cup, it's out there, I personally find their bras for us larger sizes cute, because they have full coverage with lace and rhinestones and stuff. I know some women think that just because they're not dainty, they're not cute. but I find them cute. I just wish the straps were wider. But if it's a choice between open weeping sores and narrow straps, the narrow straps are going to win. And this is almost at 15 minutes, so I'm going to stop. If you're a member of the pit, hi, I love you.